Thunderbirds are go.
We had this idea quite a few years ago, actually, to use Thunderbirds puppets in order to demonstrate the product. And basically the concept is that one of the Thunderbirds heroes, and we've picked Virgil. Virgil is being chased by the evil Hood, and he's being chased through a subterranean tunnel. And he emerges from the tunnel into bright sunlight, and as he does so, his reactions glasses magically darken, and he steers himself with great skill between mountain peaks. The Hood emerges, and he's completely blinded and dazzled by the sunlight, and tragically crashes into the side of the mountain, exploding in a ball of flame.
At Machine Shop, we've had to create these models again. We based them on the originals. We were fortunate enough to get hold of some original molds quite a long time ago. We then produced these heads and the bodies. The bodies are quite an important integral part of the puppets, because often what happens with bodies is they use wooden bodies, and the Thunderbirds never had wooden bodies, they had a resin body. And we've got copies, exact copies of those bodies. And we went back and manufactured all of the joints in the same fashion, so that these are as authentic to the originals that I think you can get without them actually being originals. Well, we have the Hood, who's the villain, always. These are all operating exactly the right way. And we have Virgil, same thing. His eyes move. And Virgil has a mouth move as well. He's not connected at the moment, but he has the solenoid-operated mouth. The Hood, he's quite straightforward because he never talks, it's just the eye movements. And Jan, he's able to turn them from what really are plastic dolls into little characters. He brings them alive.
Well, I started work for Jerry Anderson in 1966, and Thunderbirds, the actual series, had come to an end, but Jerry was just making the first feature film, Thunderbirds A Go, and was just about to start on Captain Scarlet. So I worked on some of the feature film Thunderbirds puppets, and then went on to the making of puppets for Captain Scarlet, and then went on to the filming. The filming that we've done so far, it's virtually exactly the same. I know the technology has changed, but the actual manipulation of the puppets, because I'm working to a monitor so that I can see what I'm doing with whatever size shot. And into the shot goes a lot of concentration, and the feeling of doing it now is it's actually the same as it was in 1966, which is 40 odd years ago.
For a number of shots we needed a smaller scale version of both the Hood and Virgil, where they're chasing through tunnels.
And action. Cut.
The tunnels are only quite tiny, and so what we had to come up with were tiny versions. So they've got to fit down a small tunnel, which the camera goes down as well. And rather than building a huge set, we've built smaller puppets. When we saw the shot yesterday, we decided we'd make a little rig so that we can put Virgil, we'll have that plonked in the top of his head, so we can fly Virgil into the set, and using a small hand control we can rotate him and make him go off into a cave. And all of that is really just because of space restrictions. We're working amongst the camera, there's a cave which comes over the top, we have to be able to fly him in and come in without creating shadows. That's another big problem we have when you're puppeteering, because your arms are up above everywhere. Of course the light's usually coming in from above.
It might look complicated, but the actual puppet control is quite simple. There's a crossbar which has got the two main head strings, and the front bar which has got the front head string on, and that's basically all that the puppets used to have. This puppet has also got strings onto each of the hands, so that when he's flying his hands are moving up and down. He's also been strung so that he's got a back string, so that he can actually bend forward as he's flying.
Well, the one thing that sticks out was the sort of fake rock, of which there's rather a lot. We got a steer on that sort of after a day or two of trying to make it out of polystyrene very laboriously, that you can sort of get vac formed stuff. It was something I was vaguely aware of, and but we managed to get some sort of ordered and here within 2 or 3 hours, and that sort of halved the build time on the mountains and the cave and everything else. So apart from that, everything else is the usual sort of B&Q sort of DIY materials, plaster and wood and chicken wire, that sort of stuff. So yes, fairly familiar things.
Reactions is principally bought by the over 40s, and obviously Thunderbirds is an iconic TV series, particularly for that age group. Well, I mean, it's iconic for everybody, but particularly appeals to that age group. Brings up memories of childhood and happy hours watching Thunderbirds on TV, and it's just perfect for attracting attention of that particular audience.
Thunderbirds are go. Specsavers, Virgil. FAB. Free reactions at Specsavers.